Wow, on a scale of 1 to 10, guys, what do you think? One thing I'll do is set the car to the Sport Plus mode, hold down the paddle shifters down, press a brake and give the car some power. That is an emotion start. Sounds good. Now, interior is what we've typically seen before in the CLA 45, the CLA 35. Very nice looking interior. We have the raised stripes, AMG branding right here. And the one thing I'll do is swipe to the right and check out the performance menu. I'm gonna press on the engine and take a look at the engine torque and power as we begin the drive. Notice one thing, this car has a head-up display system because this CLA 45 S Coupe is the Pinnacle trim, which is what gives you that head-up display system. It feels so good, and it's quite a bit of road noise though. I think it's the Sport Plus mode. So far so good. I love how it handles. There is enough steering wheel response. The throttle response is adequate in the Sport Plus mode as well. Quite a bit of stiff suspension as you'd expect in the Sport Plus mode. Brakes are pretty solid around the corner. Oh, that feels so good. Wow, this car just drives so well, especially in the Sport Plus mode. There is enough throttle response, the response from the steering wheel, the suspension, and it's just a very spirited drive experience. I wonder how the regular sport mode feels like, which is gonna dial down some of the responsiveness from the car. Now the CLA 45S has a number of drive modes. Now I'll be driving in the Sport Plus mode. This car does have a race mode, which means that you can have drift and a race start in your CLA 45S Coupe. We are not going to use that because you specifically have to use it in a closed off track. I mean, of course some people just want to use it anyhow, but I'm not going to use that. And the car has not been broken in, so we're not going to put it in the race mode, but this is a race mode here. Has the checkered flag insignia for the race mode. I'll put it in the Sport Plus mode. And so that is a Sport Plus mode. We do have a standard sport mode, comfort mode for everyday driving, right? Individual mode, and the slippery mode is what I'd use for rainy as well as snowy conditions. This car does have the 4MATIC all drive system, and it's a 4MATIC Plus, which means the variable torque distribution system is computerized and calibrates based on the road conditions and the driver characteristics to send power to individual wheels. All right, so that's a good plus in terms of the 4MATIC Plus system. And this car has a real exhaust system, real exhaust sound. So it sounds quite good in the Sport Plus mode. Standard, we have a flat bottom design steering wheel with which is all leather wrapped with the perforations, which is pretty nice. Love how the grip is adequate, very thick steering wheel, the flat bottom design. This car has paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. Of course, you rarely need to use those, but if you want to have a more spirited drive, more sporty experience, they will need them. You can use the paddle shifters. Interior look, very standard. We've seen this look before, as with any other CLA, right? We have black piano lacquer trim all around the upper dash section with the turbine inspired air vents. This car has an eco mode, which means you can press this button here to set the engine start stop at traffic lights and things like that. Climate control systems will be found down here. You can press the menu button to bring up the climate control menu, and you can just adjust that as you prefer. Press that to disengage. And the one thing which happened for 2025 is we used to have a trackpad down here where my wallet sits, right? I'm going to put it at the center here. You can see the two USB-C ports at the center, but there used to be a trackpad here. I'm not sure why this was moved from here, so that's something I've noticed and started in 2024. So that's missing. I'd rather have the trackpad down here than have to rely on the steering wheel sometimes, or just to reach across. Naturally, the augmentation of the infotainment features in this car are driver focused. Everything is within reach, but I'd prefer to have the trackpad right here, which had the haptic feedback and all the other buttons. But now we have this groove and the dynamic button here. You press again to engage that system. I think it just brings it up. It doesn't do anything else, which is interesting. You just have to swipe up. Okay, so you can actually use the touch sensitive buttons up here to control that system. I don't like that. I'd rather use the drive units down here to control the MG dynamic select options. Okay, and black piano lacquer trim is standard in this car. This is a fingerprint as well as scratch magnets. Two cup holders come standard. USB-C port right here, and this is probably a cigarette lighter. There's a tray down here for NFC wireless charging. So if I set my smartphone down here, it's gonna charge. I typically have the keys sit down here. Love the upper dash, rubberized material, and the glove compartment, AMG raised stripes, and build quality is quite good in this car. And overall, I love the power memory seats 1, 2, 3, heated seats as well, with the brushed aluminum trim and the red contra stitching. Overall, it's a good balance of materials. And then up here we have the panorama roof, and let's check out how that looks once I open up the complete sunroof here and see. Actually, it's a panoramic glass. You can see how large this is. Sits all the way back here. I love the design. If I close the door, you can see how good looking this is, right? So you enjoy the night sky or the sun on a nice chill summer afternoon driving your CLA 45S. So that's pretty nice. And overall, this is a fantastic car. We haven't spoken about the price. Now, this CLA 45S starts at $67,000, and then as seen here, this is spec'd at $74,000. So it has a number of options, and let's go through some of those options. You can see it's $67,000 MSRP. Now, based on how you configure your car, You can go up in options. We have standard options, and AMG Performance Seat Package is $2,800. We also have an AMG Performance Seat Package Advanced, which is $3,200, which means it has the AMG Performance front seats, multi-contour front seats, and ventilated front seats. And this, what we have here today, is the Pinnacle trim with the AMG head-up display system, which is why you have this deep groove up here. And you can actually also adjust what you see in the head-up display. I don't know if that's coming across the screen here. So you have different screens you can choose from for the head-up display system. And then for the driver, we have a number of different drive themes. We have a truck pace theme right here, and then we have a super sport theme, sport, classic, and understated right here, navigation, assistance menu for, I guess, cruise control options. So you can adjust your car, set it to cruise control options, and if you get on the freeway, you'll see other cars on the side and lane markings. So it does have some sort of cruise control options, semi-autonomous driving, and a service menu right here shows you all the metrics for your engine, transmission, and temperature of the engine. And I'll go back to the super sport theme, and we've seen this third generation MBUX. We have a truck pace app, settings menu, and all the other features are standard. We do have a comfort menu here, which means we have seat kinetics. If I engage that for the driver, we do receive, I press on this gear icon, backrest support and seat surface adjustment based on how you're driving, which means that the base of the seat does adjust as I start to drive the car to give me additional comfort. Hey Mercedes, set ambient light to red.
Color.
This car has a 64 color ambient light network system, which is very nice at night, by the way. And overall, this is just the first look at the CLA 45 S Coupe. We do have a navigation system. When I said let me just pick a random spot for navigation.
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
So that's plus. We have a nav system. Overall, what do you guys think on a scale of 1 to 10 of the CLA 45S? And that's pretty much it, guys. A quick look at the 2025 Mercedes-AMG CLA 45S Coupe. Subscribe to this channel for weekly videos. Until next time, stay positive, guys. Peace.